album concept hour. The album concept hour. It's the album concept hour.
Welcome back, everybody, to the album concept hour. I'm your host once again, Brad the Baron. Nate wasn't able to join us
temporary basis
today. I know you guys are still upset with me because I said that it probably wouldn't ever happen again that I left you like that. But
Captain Big Head over here.
I noticed that you have another album here that. Maybe you guys chose this before I came back.
Unwelcome guest.
Yeah. I guess that's supposed to be me. I take that. I take ownership of that.
Why would you say such a thing?
No one ever said that. Maybe
that's okay. I mean, yeah. No. You didn't say it. You're right. I'm just inferring.
We just picked this album very fast out of the giant list of stuff we have.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. No reason whatsoever.
Well, I gotta say that I do enjoy it, though. I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Pretty good
album. I honestly don't know where the unwelcome guest part of it comes into play. Honestly.
Or you'll figure that
out. Are there plans? Is Nate actually outside the door?
He'd be a welcome
in my
guest.
house.
No.
Okay. All right. Just
Nate
that's
couldn't
true.
come.
He would be
unfortunately.
Well, I'm going to try to.
We needed someone to
back.
run the electronic stuff.
I mean, that's all I have. That's all I have left, really, in this room. It's become very bare.
The seat's taken now.
Yeah. You guys can't see this, but this room has been stripped bare. There's no longer any pictures anywhere. It's all been. Oh man, I just noticed
house was
that my
vandalized while he was
too.
gone.
Damn. Okay. Well, so
burglarized.
I'm trying to earn back your guys' trust, and I thought that. I do that by, taking some notes for this album, taking it really seriously.
I see you brought a literal olive branch.
Yeah, I got this out west. I didn't know what I was going to be doing with it, but you guys can have it if you want,
It's a start.
Well,
it's a start.
Yeah. It's got some olives on it, they're fresh.
They look pretty fresh.
Yeah, they're pretty fresh.
I mean, when given olives, make olive oil.
Yeah. So I expect to have some olive oil by the end of this podcast, if you know what I'm saying. All right, guys?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a phrase. So Guante, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, by the way.
I thought it was Guante.
Guante and Big Cats. Guante is a rapper from the Twin Cities. Clearly inspired by like Atmosphere and what was the other one that you mentioned, Dave?
Like Astronaut had some vibes of that, and just how the songs even laid out, like even with like Dessa or Pio, it's just some like they're like the duos they have, or like the pairings they come up with, and it was pretty. I don't know, just it was a great album. I enjoyed it. I had never heard of anything about it, and I was enthralled the whole way through.
The lyrics were really good for most of the songs.
Yeah.
Even some of the ones that don't
writing.
fit into like the concept were still like good writing.
Yeah, I think that like this was definitely like one of the like few listen throughs where we were all just kind of absorbed by the lyrics. We were all really like, just reading them, start to finish. And there are some really good he's Guante has a talent for spoken word stuff. He apparently has like awards and stuff for just like spoken word like slam poetry type stuff, which you can kind of hear a little bit in this album. And this is his big attempt at a concept album, which is about a zombie apocalypse thing, but sometimes different characters in the story are zombies. Sometimes he's a zombie. Sometimes the police are zombies. Sometimes the people are zombies.
Maybe the soldiers.
Yeah, maybe the soldiers are zombies. There's he does a lot of playing around with the whole zombie motif, and so it doesn't it doesn't seem to necessarily follow like one particular one, you know what I mean? That's the one thing, like I like this album too, but I do have a few criticisms of it that we'll get to. But overall, I think it's like a really cool idea, when he is in the concept of the zombie apocalypse stuff. It's a lot of fun. But Yeah, well, let's start with it though. We got a prologue to start with, which just kind of talks about. It's just kind of like your typical kind of news story intro you need for a good apocalypse story. Just to set the stage. Here's stories.
Suddenly, in the middle of a quiet December Sunday afternoon, came the flash.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
Best news program ever.
Dude, right? I know. Who's like producing for those guys? Like, holy shit. If that's like the music that was playing for the news, I would watch it more. Man, I think
that local news channel's banging.
Yeah. Fuck. Who do they have back there? Like big cats standing there back there.
I mean, he's worked with Land O'Lakes, so why not?
That's true. He has worked with. Yeah. Why not a local news
Nike
agency?
Well, I mean, they're all.
Yeah. They're cool and all, but like, who could use some of that coolness?
The
news. Yeah.
Punch that up.
So yeah, but yeah, that kind of starts off the whole thing. Like, we got a bomb drop in. It seems like that happens in some of the zombie apocalypse scenarios. Although it's not, it's not like a necessary component of a zombie story. It's
at some point
sometimes involved in that. Yeah.
At some point, the humans think if we just drop a bomb in the city, we'll end this thing. And of course, you blow up a city, but they get out. They always do.
Someone survives.
They're sneaking out.
Yeah, I mean,
can't stop them all.
It's the kind of Ripley from Aliens approach, nuke it from space. Yep. Which we'll see in the this album doesn't always work. What's cool is you kind of see like you get like the a hint of the bomb dropping and stuff, and then later in a track called Red State, you get it like some exposition.
Was it the Gap Band? Did they drop the bomb?
I mean, they're always dropping the bomb, Dave. What is the Gap Band again? Is that the band that plays for Gap commercials?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I may be confused then. When you said the Gap Band, I just thought, does Gap have an in-house band?
There's a song Drop the Bomb on Me.
Oh, okay.
That's the Gap Band.
I'll include a clip of the Gap Band right here in the podcast, so listeners will understand, and I will understand later. But yeah, no, I like it as a start to a concept album, and then we get on to if it bleeds, it leads.
Just want to explode in the name of progress, in the name of God. Break my bones and grant them sharpness. Cut my face and make me the most beautiful creature in this darkness.
Right back to the news, man. Just if it bleeds, it leads. Get
the
most interesting story. Put that right in the front page, right in the the first story. Get everyone scared. And
yeah, you're right. This is pretty much the headline of the album. Yeah, it's before the fold, and it's a really wild verse. By the way, he's talking about some intense stuff. I think that the gist of it is like, for what we just heard, is like, I'd rather explode than live as a zombie or something, like, that's admirable. I wouldn't want to live as a zombie. I get it. But yeah, I love that. Just like, break my bones and grant them sharpness, cut my face and make me the most beautiful creature in this darkness. Meaning just like, beautiful because he's taking out so many zombies with him or something. I don't know. It's cool imagery, But it kind of sets the stage though. Like, I want to go home, but my home is haunted. My heart is weak. My boughs are broken. Cradle is fallen. Because that's one of the themes that we see a few times throughout the album, is kind of the fact that there is no home anymore. Now that the world is kind of fallen. But yeah, he's heading east though. Our main character. He started in the east, so he's heading southwest. I think he's around the New York area because like
I think it's mentioned New York as a couple. I think a few times there's some tracks that mention New York.
Yeah, because he ends up in the Midwest later.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna try to follow our protagonist, but he's not in like every track. It's one of those concept albums that has like some
we get
some
random
filler.
updates.
Yeah. We get like some filler, then like updates about the story, and yeah. Well, so we're gonna try to follow him as best we can. We don't have a name for him, but he's is he the unwelcome guest, the main character? That's the thing. I don't know where the unwelcome guest thing comes from, but
because there are times where I feel like it bounces around. Like, is it zombie themed or is it like the refugee pilgrim, like, or is it like someone just trying to like escape and find a new home? His home is now haunted and destroyed, and he's trying to cross borders and trying to find a new place. That's
a new place that doesn't feel as haunted, maybe, because like a lot of this I think is like it was originally supposed to be like a metaphor for like immigration and the life that you live as an immigrant in the United States.
Yeah, you were saying that was supposed to be one of the like original
concepts. And at some point it got kind of focused more into a zombie. I don't know, probably because maybe because zombies were so popular back in the 2000s. This is like 2009. It's like peak zombie.
I mean, that was the early first season of Walking Dead, I think.
Yeah, that was when like Zombieland came out, the first one.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I think that's probably as popular as zombies have ever been.
The remake of Dawn of the Dead came out the year prior, I think 07, 08.
Oh yeah. That was that one was fun. That one was really fun. But so like it's definitely all in that time period. I like how the second half of this song kind of has a 28 Days Later kind of feel with the production, which I think that almost all zombie properties do kind of a 28 Days Later music sting type thing, and I think it's valid because 28 Days Later is one of the best.
I like how he's talking later about like lighting his coffin on fire, because it's like he's saying he's not dying, so light that coffin on fire. Give me the fires to the way home,
Yeah. Like this guy is very like
fight death.
Yeah, he's very broken in his experience, like the worst of the world or whatever. But for some reason, he still is continuing on. He still finds the reason to keep going.
Well, it's like I was saying earlier. I've been watching this show called From on MGM.
From.
Yeah, it's about a town where you get stuck in, and it's just like every night these like creatures come out to like kill people.
Oof.
And it's like
that's no fun.
To survive, you have to hide.
Yeah.
And they've found ways to like help survive, and like but it's like it's about finding a way to find a life in this
in that situation where you can never
because you're not
feel
escaping.
Safe.
There's people that have been there for years. And it's just like it really highlights the fact that like life goes on, and if you're not gonna die, and you're not just gonna let yourself die or commit,
adapt.
You have to adapt. And
it's a lot like this
is my life now.
That's kind of the approach like the Dark Tower series takes from Stephen King. It's a similar thing where it's like it is the distant apocalypse. There is not much to live for, but if
you're gonna keep living,
keeping on. So he's got
you find things to live for.
Yeah, he's got a purpose of some kind. It's like he's like kind of a Mad Max type guy.
Yeah.
You don't really know what his background is or his past, but he's just moving ahead.
Just looking for that one truck that might have some Twinkies on, or that one store that maybe got a Twinkie on the rack.
See, that's what we're talking about,
it's the little things.
The little things.
Yeah, I never saw the sequel to Zombieland because I was just afraid to.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's not great.
Maybe I'll check it out sometime.
It's not as good as the original, I mean,
if you just watch it on its own with no concept of like the previous one, it's a fun movie.
Okay.
But again, when you're comparing to like the first one, like that's the best. That's really good.
Yeah, it's kind of It just feels like it's hard. It's hard to capture that.
There are some movies that's
magic
always hard to like
yeah.
that sequel. It's good. Just the first one just shines so bright. It's hard to like compete with that at times.
Like Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we have.
See, they're doing one more Ghostbusters.
I know they're doing another one, dude. I guess they made enough from the last one that they can keep it going. So, they got the Stranger Things kid. So, and the pup kid. He's the Stranger Things and pup kid.
Yep.
To us.
I forgot about that.
Wait, did I play the next song yet?
No,
not yet.
Okay, sorry.
Now
so this next
will.
track is the national anthem, which I was about to start talking about the lyrics for, but here is the national anthem.
Call it a battle cry. You can call it a national anthem for your side.
I pass a tank and think for a second that the past caught up to us, but it's a replica or retired on the front lawn of an American Legion, a proud steel messenger without a message, no shells to suck on, silence empty as a love song. If I could open up that.
Yeah, that was the voice of Haley Bonar.
This track was great. Like they played so well off each other with their vocals and just like going back and forth and just
yeah. I really enjoyed this one too.
I don't know, like quiet, like this chill vibe, just in and out.
Well, yeah, and the production is like really like relaxed too.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's a good track. Great especially for like a track 3 of an album. Because you still first so many tracks used to be real important. This definitely hooks you in. I think still like makes you really curious about the rest of the album. And
it's like the lines: every refugee is on a pilgrimage, every runaway slave is on a pilgrimage, every border jumper is on a pilgrimage. So this is like one of the first things that's stuck out. Like pick it, like put in the back of my mind as the album kept playing, like kept seeing like the character like in something like this in this situation, trying to like and talking about like later on like the soldiers are slaves, like people like apparently maybe the border and and he's trying to kind of bring his kind of I don't know perspective on this to the post-apocalyptic world. Maybe he's trying to like within this post-apocalyptic world find that peace. And what I really enjoy about this track is it's got like kind of a message that's interesting that what was it? You can call it I think this is referring to maybe the zombie apocalypse itself, but she says you can call it a love song, you can call it a death rattle, you can call it a battle cry, you can call it a national anthem for your side. So it's kind of also kind of in a tongue-in-cheek way saying like you can take this situation and make it whatever you want it to be. You can contextualize it however you want it. You can make it be like,
trying to talk about finding a way, find your own national anthem,
finding a way forward,
find your own people.
And
figure it out,
But I think there's also like there's the danger that she's suggesting to it too, that you can call it a national anthem for your side, kind of implying that like, there's maybe some sides that are still being drawn that don't need to be. But yeah,
I'm sure like, the full blown like apocalypse, you have the government's collapsing, but then you have people like that want to have like,
there's always somebody that wants to have order.
Can we still like get a society? Then you have no idea. Is there another group somewhere else doing this? And once they meet, like all of a sudden you realize now we have 2 or 3 different like areas that survived, and now who's really in charge now?
Yeah. How are those things going to meld together, or are they going to meld together?
Again, this is just like I hate to keep coming back to this, but it's also like that show From I'm watching. One of the things that they do is there's like 2 different like they've built like 2 different mini societies within the town that all govern under the same rules, but at the same time, like when you get there, you have to pick: do you live in the township, which is more like a regular run society, or do you live in the commune, which is like a house where you just kind of like share everything. It's very socialized, like
interesting.
environment.
So they have like,
and there's a lot of free sex, a lot of free, like, you know, it's just like a whole thing, but they all kind of work together, but at the same time they're separate, you know, because
I feel like
they realize different people are
like
coming
that in one of the Fallout games. But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Kind of taking it a step forward from the Walking Dead type stuff where it was just kind of always, I mean, I didn't watch most of the Walking Dead, but for the most part it seems like people are just psychopaths that they run into besides the farmers.
No, that's most of the people that live, you know, in those kinds of worlds.
I think humans are just programmed. Like if the society collapses, like it's just going to take a span of like maybe a week before everything just goes completely like balls off the rails and everyone is just fighting for themselves. Like
there'll be a lot
if there's no society and no government, no police, no judge, like what's going to stop you from like, I want
doing
that. All of yours, that's mine now. Like
It
really if I kill you,
that.
there's nobody stopping me.
And what punishment?
It would challenge like kind of like your conviction for your personal ethics. You know, everyone's personal like ethics, because you could easily just be swept into that world where this like a warlord situation.
Just
you know?
Just psycho groups like just going around murdering, getting all they want. You have also the same people who are like, no, we can survive. We can make a structure. We can make a society, and it doesn't take long for them to just overrun and demolish. Like, this is ours now.
You know, speaking of this, there's some stills from the Furiosa movie that just came out. It's it's coming out in 2024.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks good, man. I'm really excited too. One of my favorite post-apocalyptic scenarios, as is probably a lot of people's. But yeah, I thought this was a really good track. And then we get to number 4, the Stockholm Syndrome.
I took what I could fit inside a tote bag, cans of soup, beans, matches, a knife, and a notepad. A roadmap that's outdated, meds that won't last. I wrote my name and ID on the insides of my clothes tags. Held them above her head.
Oh yeah, hold on. I forgot. So this is just a new thing I'm doing for rap albums. Rap albums have usually have like at least a track that's got like a bunch of different rap artists, right?
Sometimes, yes, they do.
So a lot of times, there's one that's just stacked. So for when we get those songs, from now on, I'm gonna do like 10 seconds of each rapper. So what I have here is we got a little bit of Prolific, and then we got the two guys from what was it? Big Quarters, Medium Zach, and Brandon Allday, and then we have a little bit of Guante. So this is gonna be a long clip.
I took what I could fit inside a tote bag, cans of soup, beans, matches, a knife, and a notepad. A roadmap that's outdated, meds that won't last. I wrote my name and ID on the insides of my clothes tags.
Held them above her head, pressed against the glass, cut when they broke through. Too drunk, unaware of his weight, knows he still cares and couldn't bear her escape.
Let me find something to write on before the night gone. School sent him home from mutilating his flesh. Teared up, plus retrace my steps. Am I wrong? That's amphibious. Damn, that's hideous.
Retreat, I'm trying to get home. This isn't true love, it's a crisis, yo. This isn't patriotism, this is the Stockholm Syndrome. I wake up in South Dakota, amber waves of memory.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of each of the rappers in this track, because I always feel
melded
bad.
that very well.
I always feel bad when we have like
and then
like 7 rappers in a track.
Point, what do you show or what do you highlight? And
yeah, exactly. So I really enjoyed Prolific's verse.
Those first 2 are really good.
Yeah. Prolific really like lays some groundwork for some of the actual like
the song or even the album too.
Well, I was gonna say like what I really like about some of the lyrics you got in that first part, the Prolific part, is like that's what you would do.
Yeah,
it's the apocalypse, and you've survived.
Yeah,
and now it's time to plan. So what you do is you grab stuff that's going to help you, and that means canned stuff and
I like
matches and
I like this
a map of some kind, to like just like anything to help you. Just
I love
get around.
the actual plan that he has. I stayed close to the highway every 6 hours. See what the signs say.
Mm-hmm.
Roads were blocked off. Bodies who froze off, laid stiff. Blah blah blah. But like, I like that idea that he's staying close enough to the road that he knows where he's going. But
you're off the beam path where no one would see you if you don't the wrong people or wrong group.
Yeah. It's smart. The roads they mentioned a few times are like the capillaries of the country. I don't think he says it in this track, but he mentions
it is referenced. Yes,
it's referenced several times. But okay, so one thing I wanted to mention about this track though is like the I feel like the guys from Big Quarters, like, I don't know, like they're making verses about Stockholm Syndrome, but I don't think they connect as much to the like concept of apocalypse or anything like that. You know what I mean? So like, while they're like good verses, like reading the lyrics, I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, this is about Stockholm Syndrome, I guess. But
I don't know if this is one of the tracks that I don't want to say suffered, because it's a great track and it's great verses.
Yeah.
But I wonder if this is something that came early on from the first sort of like wave and ideas of the album.
Maybe, yeah.
But it was so good, like, well, and maybe that first one came later, like just to kind of like help wrap it back in, but.
Yeah, maybe. Because, like, I mean, like Stockholm Syndrome could have been its own kind of commentary in that version of the album. But, yeah, it's like, the first verse and then the last verses are like,
it's like a sandwich
from different songs. And it's
like just weird layers that's happening right now.
Because, like, I guess I was like listening to it like normal, and then I heard like in the verse, like, talking to other guys, like, who's the dude, open relationship, out of sight, out of mind. I'm like thinking to myself, like, who's got time for open relationships in the apocalypse? You know what I mean?
I get
like,
it could be like,
I don't know.
It could be like Johnson. It's like that second little commune you're living in. It's like everyone's just hanging out.
Listen, that is what they're doing in that commune.
Be.
Everyone's just fucking. Everyone's just sharing everything.
So maybe these verses are from inside of the commune. Perhaps.
Like the first one, it's just different parts of it. Like he's getting stuff, he's ready to travel, and as you go through it, like it's different parts of the.
Yeah, maybe. Because I mean, I guess it does say at the end of Brandon's verse, like he's talking about his grandmother and some infidelity stuff and everything, and at the end he says something like, there's all this stuff we're dealing with, but then we're well aware of the war, but it still occurs. So. Perhaps they are in one of these, a commune and just hanging out. That's going to be my headcanon for that. But I do have to say, a few tracks from now, we have a song that I don't have any headcanon for, the Superman one. Like, that one doesn't, it's just a fun diss track about Superman. It doesn't really fit with the concept, but it's fun.
I kind of get that one, but we'll get to that one.
Yeah. We got one more track to get to before that one. And that is a little track called Raindrops in a Hurricane.
Smile, children draw on the sun, the soldier and the scientist. I'll admit, it's not exactly a fairy tale environment. The base, the basement, the complex, the case study, the case and the contents. Quarantine, too little, too late. He could see where her fingernails had clawed away paint, and he still sees her face in every crowd.
Oh yeah. This is a big like exposition song. We get a lot of information about the protagonist. But yeah, you hear there in that part, like, I could see the marks on the wall. What was it? He could see where her fingernails had crawled away the paint, and he still sees her face in every crowd, every county cafe, and every checkpoint, every step that he takes. So, TLDR, basically, they both worked in the government. He was a soldier, she was a scientist, and it seems to imply that she got I don't know, maybe infected while doing some of that. Because it says, like, I'll admit, not the fairy tale environment, the base, the basement, the complex, the case study, the case, and the contents. So, it's possible that she was either, oh, well, I mean, this line makes it, it's possible that maybe she was working on a cure and got infected, but I don't know. I kind of read this like maybe she was part of where it started,
Right.
Oh, and you also find out he's immune. His part of the reason that he, is fine so far is apparently he's immune. Yeah, she dies though.
Security force shoots first and they never ask questions.
Because I mean, he says that he can see where her fingernails clawed away the paint, but like it's possible maybe she wasn't too far gone or something. But
love's a crazy beast.
Yeah. One thing I really enjoy about this though is the first half is like it's describing like a stranger like seeing him and like being like, hey, what's your deal? What's going on? And he just kind of doesn't want to talk to anybody because he's just he's kind of in a Mad Max place where he's just like, just leave me alone. I want to wander, But it gives the story an excuse to like, exposit the rest of this, But I also like the imagery of like raindrops in a hurricane. Like that's a cool way to describe like just being, insignificant and given to the elements. You gotta just have to do what's
and raindrops just falling on your head.
Yeah, dude, this is what that artist was talking about. All right, well, we got a couple more tracks for you guys before we take a break. This next one we got for you is, I think, my favorite track. This is a diss track for Superman. No capes. Oh, hold on. No volume.
Conscious thugs, gay rappers, and hip-hop feminists who never had shit but a dream and some backbone. And none of us wear capes, none of us will ever be president, none of us will ever be Superman. We can only jump so high, but fuck it, feet to the earth, we are so fly. The day after Superman died, everybody stopped looking up in the sky.
Yeah, that track kicks ass.
Yeah, this is a really good track.
Yeah.
So you were saying how you don't really see how it like can relate to the album.
Yeah.
But I kind of do, you know, because like,
what do you think?
Well, he's talking about like, like Superman's died, the apocalypse has happened.
Yeah.
But like everybody has to keep moving on.
Yeah.
Metaphor, and it really kind of is like a metaphor of like the government's fallen.
Yeah.
Order does not reign anymore. The
Olympus
American way is over.
Yeah.
We are just we just but we got to keep getting up, moving on.
Yeah. It is.
He's really kind of talking about the fall of order, which is what Superman represents.
America.
Yeah.
And, the American way.
It does. Yeah.
You look up into the sky and you don't see hope anymore. You just So you got to keep looking at the ground and keep moving on.
Yeah. That's a good way to interpret it, I think. Because it does have like the same like kind of themes as I think it was.
And he's talking about how everybody is kind of like heroes.
The last verse.
That's a really good verse.
That last verse is really great because he turns it around and like talks about how heroes are like the janitor who organizes after school programs, an amateur rapper who makes like $20 but spits all night.
The mother working 2 jobs,
yep.
Like still finding time to splash the canvas,
Yep. Like it's the heroes are the people in like your community and the people that make up the city around
my
you.
heroes, refugees and illegal immigrants sending money back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and touching back on that that previous theme. So I think what I really appreciate about his lyrics is he's a very progressive guy. He seems to actually
very conscientious.
Yeah, he seems to know the politics he's talking about, pretty well. He knows the word proletariat. It's a really fun track. This is like just the production's fun. He's having fun doing it. The hook rocks. Like, no capes, but we stay fly is like just a killer line.
Well, even in that last verse, the day after Superman died, we all stopped looking up in the sky.
Just got back to the grind.
Just kind of talking about like, everything fell apart.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean life stops for us.
We're still here.
We still have to keep doing stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of a nice sentiment for Apocalypse.
It's like the day the music died.
Album. Yeah. It's like the day the music died, but the day the everything died. Yeah. We got another track for you guys. This is Welcome to the Border, which is one of the ones that is from the original concept of immigration and displacement and stuff. So here is Welcome to the Border.
Up against your lovely home, we are so close, we are so close.
You call this a war? These people have crossed history and empires. We done watched them fall, and all in all we've gotten stronger. We are the soil underneath every city you've conquered. We are the monsters abused by the conquerors.
All right, yeah, that was Welcome to the Border. And I don't like to be mean on this podcast. I like to be very giving to the artists and stuff, but there's something about that chorus that just rubs me the wrong way. I gotta say it. Like, it's something about it, how it like it blends with the music or something. I don't know, but I think that this track, although it has some like good parts, like maybe maybe could have been on a different album. I don't know. Other than that, it's got a great message, of course. Like we were saying, he's got like really cool things to talk about. Especially this one where he's talking about, crawling, walking, running, pressing up against your lovely lines, which is referring to, borders, that were just kind of,
imaginary lines.
Yeah, imaginary lines that we just kind of
we put them on a map. They aren't
seriously.
real.
Yeah. And I don't know, here's just a good set of lines. We will not discuss this like gentlemen. This is genocide. We are desensitized. We are the set aside, setting our sights on the enterprise we were never meant to find. This is America, one big happy prison. We wrote our names on the walls. You thought it was graffiti, but it was a sign to everyone looking from those already inside. So, this one I think is where, one of the ones that, if it's about zombies or whatever, like we're the zombies in this case, like we're the ones that are the masses that are trying to, break through or whatever. Oh shit. I gotta get that chord fixed. Oh shit. Now that and since I said something about it, I have to keep it in. The noise that was just made.
Yeah.
If I didn't say anything about it, I could have just edited it out, and no one would have noticed that it was there.
Man, we should talk about this for like another 5 minutes. And just we can keep this whole bit right in there.
I'm gonna have to keep all of them in. I'm gonna keep all the buzzes in.
We can't cut it.
Oh, damn it. I really screwed myself this time, guys. Sorry.
Hope you enjoy that little rant.
Yeah. I was going one by one through the chords to see if I could find out which one it was, and unfortunately, it's the one that's connected to the mic you're on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Dave. What you took all my stuff in here, and you didn't even replace the mic cord. Like, what the hell, right?
Well, why would he do that?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
I was going to sell this mic and cord because we didn't need a fourth one. With Nate
we weren't going to buy new stuff,
I mean, that stuff is it costs money.
I know. I made
you
$10.
guys could have made some good money off of this. I will say,
We had a pizza party.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what you do in your family, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Coronas and pizzas.
Learn that from my job, you know?
I thought that was Fast and the
What you
Furious.
do in your family.
Well,
You have a
when
pizza
you're
party.
when you're here, your family, guys.
Oh, like Olive Garden? No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for when I'm not here and you're here. Then it's not,
We still had endless
family doesn't leave people.
Yeah.
You know, and
we still had endless breadsticks, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
They were good breadsticks.
Okay, you guys are family again. All right. This next track we got for you guys is it's like an instrumental track after Welcome to the Border, and I think it's some of the best production in the album. Here's With Great Power. He's like channeling his best Radiohead, you know?
Yeah, I was zoned out and jammed for a second. That was great.
Yeah. It's like I could have done another couple minutes of that.
Man, I could use just an album of that.
Yeah, yeah. I think there is an album of that.
Man, I'm in.
Was it OK Computer was the one that sounds like that?
I just want like a whole instrumental album like that. Just some really cool beats and stuff.
No, honestly, yeah, I would definitely dig that. I wonder if he's got anything. I mean, here's the thing. I don't understand. Big Cats doesn't have a Wikipedia page. He's got like a website or whatever, and he, clearly gets work, but doesn't have a Wikipedia page. The hell, Wikipedia.
Interesting.
I don't know why certain people get Wikipedia pages and certain people don't. It doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason.
If we donate, can we then see it as just locked out? Is that how Wiki runs their little?
Wait, are you asking if we donate, if we can change things?
No, if we can just unlock the Cass Wiki page.
Maybe there are secret wikis that they're keeping from us.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows?
The treasure trove of hidden wikis.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called With Great Power. I don't know how it fits in with the rest of the tracks. I mean, I guess he's like one of the last people around, so that's a great power, great responsibility type of deal. But and it's another spider thing. Fucking A, dude, this guy's obsessed with spiders. I don't know if we mentioned it. I don't know if we mentioned any of the. I swear he's mentioned spiders in the previous tracks. We just did not mention it.
There's like a good 3 or 4 tracks that'll have spiders dropped.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than once.
He's got a lot of references to spiders.
Spider fingers or spider hands.
Yeah.
What's the line?
Yeah. It's like the first line of the song.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it is, but yeah. We'll keep an eye out for the spider lines moving forward here. But yeah. This next track we have for you guys is A Hug from a Stranger, and then we're going to take a quick break before we get to Red States. Here is A Hug from a Stranger.
So I may watch the water untangle herself and let the spider web stretch through the space between, connecting me to everyone else. Cause every man is an island alone, and every woman is an island alone. But we've all got timber, concrete, and will, and I can see your lights on from here, so let's build. Give me a bridge in every direction, constructed from muscle and bone.
I did not plan that. I swear to you, I didn't plan that. It's like, it's right here. Fuck.
Right. Proof's in the pudding.
Yeah. So, yeah. And you'll notice in that, like, I think that's one of the clips where you can really hear his kind of beat poetry training and background. Because, like, there's some lines that, like, don't actually like rhyme, they're like half rhymes, or like they rhyme at weird places.
Yes. And this is I think the track that remind me of like Astronautilus that time, because I think he has a lot of that same kind of structure with his like lines and how like pronunciation, like how he like layers the tracks or the track out.
Yeah, it's like those you kind of your ears drawn to those lines because they don't rhyme, and it's like maybe that's the point, because you're trying to draw you to that particular thing. Because you could easily like look at that and think like, oh, these guys don't know how to write or rhyme, but I promise you, it is intentional. From this guy.
And like he pulls it off. It's a great fucking track.
Yeah, I enjoy this one too. And it's got, again, the production I have no complaints about really all the way through. I really enjoy Big Cat's production.
I think this whole album, the production was really good.
Yeah,
like really, really good.
Yeah, like this is like honestly like a pretty like well put together concept like album. Like I feel like there's a few things that could be just a little better about it, but like other than that, like
it's tweaks here and there, but overall,
I think it's like it's definitely like going to be up there for the concept albums we've covered, as far as just conceptual shit. Because he's also explaining a lot of it.
There's so much in this track that's amazing. Like give me an artist, give me a canvas, and it goes right into like as we build bridges over the rivers and canyons.
Yeah.
And between the hearts, as you start to imagine, like it's basically like it's almost like maybe he found the home and then now like planting roots. Like we're building and stretching out, connecting with one another again.
Yeah, it has like a very like again community oriented vibe. Like he's really thinking about the community and how people are connected and how to stay connected and all that. He's I think there's some lines about it actually on the bottom here. So this is from Guante. A quiet moment. Upon first listening, this song is about the power of community and all that. Listen to the whole album and then come back to it though, and it's something very different, something much more sinister. I love that kind of stuff. The album is full of little Easter egg type things that mean one thing at first and then change once you figure out what's going on. I really wanted to make this an album that rewarded and demanded multiple listens. This might be my favorite beat on the album too. Those whale noises in the background are just haunting. So yeah, I guess the meaning's supposed to change with extra listenings. So
well, it's like a really interesting movie where like as you watch through, like all of a sudden like you realize like maybe something you didn't catch on, the plot changed, but then with reviewing.
Yeah,
you have an idea what's happening, so you've seen like different points of view, or seen like everything from a different like perspective. Like, well, this makes sense now, or this is a really interesting take now.
Yeah. I wonder if, maybe you're right. Maybe he has found someone, like, as it says, it's a hug from a stranger. Maybe he has found something to build on.
His community.
Yeah. However, the next track is Red State, which is although I think Red State takes place in the past. Never mind. I was about to say Red State is going to counteract this, but I don't think it does.
Is it a red wave?
It is a red wave of sorts. Yeah. But we'll get there. That's going to be after the break, guys. Red State is coming up on the Album Concept Hour. Welcome back to What is Dave Drinking? We have a very special What is Dave Drinking actually today. This one is actually in honor of a great musician. I'll let Dave explain who I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's the sort of the driving force and main songwriter of the Pogues. Shane MacGowan passed away today, so
as we're recording this, yeah.
So I thought, why not bring some Irish whiskey onto the show and have some sips and some tastes and along with some beers, because why not? Shane loved to get a few hundred drinks, so let's
that's what I hear. That's what I hear. And I don't know nearly enough about the group, but you talk about them a lot, and I plan on learning more. So this is Red
12-year Redbreast.
12-year Redbreast. We're gonna take a little shot to him. Cheers
to the ones that have gone away.
Another great musician. And then what are you sipping on for beer today, Dave?
Well, I thought Shane was never seen a person to be shy away from any kind of drink, so Just grab a pack of Modelo.
Yeah.
Coors Banquet, the fast one I always pick. Didn't have any, so went with the Modelo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was countless stories I was reading about Shane, and we could have a podcast just about all the random interactions people have. But someone made a post. I can't remember if they were just on their front step or if they were outside of a bar. They were hanging out, but they had a big 40 they were drinking, and they saw Shane walk by and they were chatting. And it's like, "Hey, want a sip?" And he grabbed, he took a sip, and they were chatting. He just walked away with the whole bottle, and and the guy's this guy shrugged all right, fair enough. That's his now.
That's awesome. Yeah. He's like, oh, well, okay. Don't mind if I do. Hell yeah. That's awesome. And then you, of course, you got your Steel Reserves.
Reserve.
And some Red
my
Bull.
4-pack of it's my usual 2 4-packs,
Yeah.
Red Bull to keep me awake, Steel Reserve to keep me loose.
We do this late, guys. We do this thing late at night. Gotta stay awake. Excuse me. Oh man. This is really nice sipping whiskey.
It is.
So I took the shot, but I'm gonna sip the rest of this. So don't mind me if you hear a few weird
some noises.
Some kind of noises. So that's our special what is Dave drinking today, dedicated to the Pogues and their lost legend. Yep. All right, and now we're getting back into our concept album, Guante and Big Cats, an unwelcome guest. I hope that by the end of this, I'll be a little more welcome. But I'm in the doghouse.
It's always the hope,
as it were, and maybe these big cats.
You're working your way back in slowly.
Can help me get out of the doghouse. But yeah, this next track is I teased it a little bit. This is kind of the event that took place, I think, in the prologue where the bombs are dropping, maybe, because this is where you get the kind of just awful massacre from the powers that be. So that's where it's kind of where the name Red States comes in. It's a double entendre. Here it is.
Like flies, looking for liquor in the rubble of a dive. The police and the army both said sorry, and now hardly anyone's left. Yet I feel the breath of something on my heels. The summer's asunder and every lover is under the covers, humming this melody to each other. Yo, I wonder where the mothers and motherfuckers are running, cause some of them run from punishment, others running for sustenance. I'd rather run roads than a government. We are roaches, they don't know who they fucking with.
Yeah, that one rocks. He gets some double time.
A little speed up.
Yeah, a little speed up.
A little pep in his step.
Yeah,
he's running.
Yeah. The producer actually has a fun thing to say about this. He says, I think sometimes Guante is focused on being a dope writer and the message behind his music that he forgets how fun it can be just to rap. So I had to make a track that he could rap double time on and straight kill it. I don't remember where I got any of the samples for this one. I know that the synth bass is built-in synth in Reason 4. Haha, giving you away my rap secrets. Take notes, kids. By the way, if you do want to take notes on what he did, he does give all of the kind of production things that he can remember for each track in the descriptions of this. So it's a really fun. Here's another spider line here. Hold on. My hands are spiders. My bones are made of wood. Pull up the hoodie. So another spider reference. But yeah, the kind of part that we're talking about with the army is right here in verse 1. The Minutemen fell apart into secondhand scarecrows with the first wave in the worst way. Words stay on my lips like flies, looking for liquor in the rubble of a dive. The police and the army both said sorry. Now hardly anyone's left. So, it seems just to kind of imply they did the thing we were talking about, nuke it from space, and they made it a lot worse than it could have been. That's what I'm getting from this.
They always do in the movie. Like, there's never been the situation where they like, we're gonna destroy or bomb or whatever and like annihilate. Like, no, it never works out. You literally just It's like you just punch yourself in the balls. Like nothing ever. You didn't help any situation. I think just made it worse.
The closest it came to that would be like that one Alien versus Predator where they do nuke the town. But even then, like the post credits or whatever, you find out that it's not over. You know, so it's like obviously it didn't work because they're sequels. Just
like Earth, it's a franchise. It's got to go on, right?
That's true. Earth is a franchise. People don't realize that about Earth and our
There's some
society.
documentaries called like Planet Earth that it's been franchising about, I think.
There's also those I love those future documentaries where it's like After Humans or whatever.
That was great.
Yeah. Those like CGI,
like some of the last structures to be like around. I think one of the last ones was like Mount Rushmore to be like the like one of the final things to actually like wipe itself away from the planet.
Yeah, it's just such a good, like the
over time,
like,
over weeks, months, years, how things fail and how things just get worse and worse.
Yeah. It was a fun watch, but it's also like, why are we doing this? Why are we making these?
Man, it's gonna be great. and at times when humans just pass and like Earth reclaims itself.
It does seem pretty cool. Honestly.
I think the Earth needs to do a cleansing diet at some point.
That's true. Every now and again. And maybe this is just kind of the beginning of that diet, you know? Because I like the line here too. I'd rather run roads than a government. We are roaches. They don't know who they're fucking with. We can see in the dark, man. We'll rip you apart, man. So here I think is, you know, kind of where they're playing with that zombie imagery where like the army is a bit of the like horde in the first part of this verse, but then at the end he's talking about the people like we are roaches, almost like they're the horde. So I think he's flipping there are
always more people than the soldiers.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, maybe this isn't even about zombies, you know what I mean? Like maybe all the zombie imagery is just about society in a regular apocalypse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, next track we got for you guys.
Which is just as scary.
I know. Which one's scarier? I don't know. Dragons are pretty scary.
Dragons are scary.
Yeah. I mean, talking about soldiers and zombies, like they got nothing on dragons, which is this next track.
Dragon will fuck up zombies.
And it is a confusing one. This is one we had mixed feelings about being on the album, but I think it kind of fits. Yeah. It's a good song, but it's just it's a weird love song in the middle of all this. So here's Dragons.
And Lord knows situations just tainted, but I can't imagine amateurs are taking your place. And it ain't no fairy tale, baby, I ain't slaying no dragons. Cause maybe I'm in love with one, and together we can terrify the villagers and burn their homes down. Profound how we run amok. And yo, something's up here, it's a spark clear in the darkness. Regardless of fighting, we still far from dividing one. Heart in defiance to science and common sense.
I wonder if he's just imagining dragons.
Good one.
I think, I mean, it's probably not like literal dragons, and it's definitely it has to be like.
I like to imagine that this is actually from the perspective of Donkey from Shrek.
Like to imagine the dragons?
Well, I like to imagine that Donkey is the dragons. But no. You know Donkey from
yes, yep.
So he even mentions fairy tales. I can imagine Donkey singing this, you know, maybe I'm in love with one. Together we can terrify the villagers and burn their homes down. I think there was a scene.
With a bunch of donkey dragons.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that happened.
Oh, I thought that's where you're trying to go with this.
No, you're right. That did happen. They actually fucked and had babies. So that's canon in the Shrek universe. So this song's about Donkey and how he's him and his dragon are surviving in the apocalypse.
Burning shit up.
It's burning shit up, yeah. But I don't know. So he's we're gonna be serious for a second, guys. He's kind of I don't know. It's like the dragon is his relationship or something. It's like because he says he's in love with one, you know, so he's like kind of calling his girl a dragon. And then like he's like, we don't belong together, I see it, but I ain't gone yet, neither are you. It's that attraction. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I'm lost, frankly. I don't know why this is in here.
If like mother dragon, nesting, hoarding dragon, like it's a protective, like a mother wolf, like is it a
yeah. So I mean, yeah, they hoard gold and things, you know. So maybe she's hoarding something.
She's fierce.
I don't know. And then we got this. Does
she have a dragon
he just
tattoo?
Doesn't know what to do, you know.
Oh, maybe this is
like you know. Should I keep loving this woman that maybe he's talking about the woman that had the disease, you know? Like
maybe he's thinking back.
Maybe she's a fire starter.
Yeah, fire starter.
Unruly fire starter.
No, maybe. I don't know, maybe you got a point. Maybe this is kind of from the perspective of his late wife. He's maybe reminiscing about what they had.
It says right there, you know, my left brain or my right brain is talking about like one thing, and my left brain was talking about another thing.
Yeah.
Dude's got dragon on his mind.
Yeah, dragon on his mind. So maybe she became a dragon, and there's like a dragon rolling around also in the apocalypse.
Dance with a dragon in the pale moonlight.
But yeah, there's an interesting hook though. We will meet in the middle of a riot. We will meet in the free falling plain. We will meet in the dark little corner of hell. We will meet one another halfway. We will meet in the war zone. We will meet somewhere on this road. Your smile never left me.
You know, in general, he's kind of just talking about those relationships that might never really go anywhere, but they're like, you know, they're going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Elusive as a dragon.
You know, like the you know, destiny doesn't pay the rent, but, you know, destiny does still happen.
Well, and he does say at the end, I am the carrier, I will carry you home, which suggests that he's kind of like maybe more hopeful about maybe finding a home or making a home, you know? So, yeah, maybe this is connected somewhere in this whole ethos.
In this crazy world of
Earth. Yeah. I'm just looking at the lyrics here. It's still a little sweet love song, but it's also a fulcrum point for the whole story. I'd talk more about what it means, but I don't want to give away the plot. I'll just say that the last line in the song is the most important line on the album. It's the M. Night Shyamalan moment. Okay. I am the carrier. I will carry you home.
Man, they're scared of water. Wait, no. What's another M. Night Shyamalan twist?
The air is bad.
Air will kill people. The plants will kill people. The village is just a normal village inside of like a weird park.
Glass is glass.
He's unbreakable.
He's unbreakable. He can't be broken. It's probably the happening one. It's probably the air is fucked up or something. Or he is the main zombie. He maybe is.
He's unaffected. He's fine. He will carry her home.
Do you think maybe he is like, maybe he's already a zombie and he's just.
Well, there's a scene, there's a mention where he's like, he's not infected by it, right?
Yeah. But maybe that's just his like
perceived
perception of it or something. Maybe he's actually a fucking zombie. He's a rapping zombie. Yeah. They didn't know that was a possibility when they made zombies, but
that's an untapped genre.
Yeah. But eventually, our zombie protagonist
our
gets
hero
his way to a town, and this is a track called "Like the Dead Running," where he's in that town.
Do you know why they left me here? He says.
Oh yeah,
they
this
thought
fucking part.
I was one of the bad guys. Are you? I ask. His voice, a great empty space, replies. I am now.
Yeah. So this one's messed up, man. This one's got a kid zombie that is like just kind of I don't know, spiked up or whatever, like just kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Hanging and quartered, or no? Like, no, sorry.
Yeah, it seems like
he's strapped in. He's
2 tent stakes trapped under the earth by cinder blocks. So he's like he's being like trapped down, and it's interesting, like because this kind of maybe confirms what I was talking about, the fact that he can hear what this kid's saying. If he's one of the zombies, like I don't know, maybe these zombies can talk, but maybe he's understanding the kid because he is a zombie.
Or he's safe from it, but maybe he's like not part zombie, but he can actually
understand them.
He can connect.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, maybe.
He's half and half.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like the production for this is really spooky. It's got some like weird breathing underneath. It's almost, I mean, he mentions that it's like Zelda. The producer mentions that he kind of was thinking about Zelda with this track. Guante took a beat that I didn't like, chopped off about 3 minutes of it and made that shit hot. This song makes me think of playing Zelda, specifically Super Nintendo Zelda.
A Link to the Past.
Yeah, the good shit.
The best one.
Yeah. And I can definitely see, I actually thought, though, it reminded me of Chrono Trigger a little bit.
Was this the flutes track?
No, I think that's a track coming up.
Yep.
I think it's a track coming up. But yeah, I mean, obviously the producer is a video game fan, though, it seems, you know.
If you're being very specific, not just like the franchise, but like a system. You're definitely more than just an average like video game. Like, oh, I like playing video games. Like, if you're like
this man's made some video game remixes.
Like, nah, it's like a specific like time, like NES, Super NES, like Sega. Like, you have an idea of like they're tad more serious than like the average gamer.
Yeah, I would wager like before he was like producing for rap, he was probably just messing around with like, you know, video game remixes or something. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of space for that on the internet to take.
And once Super NES hit, like the music got amazing.
Yeah.
Chrono, Secret of Mana, all the Final Fantasies, like they really like dug in like what that machine could do.
Yeah, and I mean, and then you know we get to the point where some of those songs like get played in like classical formats and stuff, and it's always so cool to see. But yeah, this one's a really I love the production on this one. Again, the lyrics are unsettling because it's a kid that is like kid zombie that is being tortured, it seems, and left there, and it's just a good addition to any, you know, zombie story. It's harrowing, it's fucked up, it's like there's nothing, it's you know, just no hope, you know what I mean? There's no hope in that track. It's just
no, at this point you're just like spiraling deeper and deeper into like everything is just bad and nothing's like, it's just like
you just see the little evil smile on the kid's face.
Yeah,
because he's aware of it too. It's like, I know what's going on.
I know what happened.
Yeah,
I'm dead already.
I've been
cool
through
with it. I like it.
I survived, and now I'm with it.
I think it's actually awesome that everyone died. I think that's cool.
No more homework.
But this next track we got for you guys. Did you say no more homework?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, this next track we got for you guys is Yes, God is a DJ. No, not a good one.
Something to believe in. After everything I've seen, it's hard to see coincidence. I don't know who's listening. I want to stay away from the fire. I talk to the Lord, but I'm scared that he's wearing a wire. Who do you trust in the blackness?
I can feel this planet underneath my feet
revolving.
It's all going according to plan.
But whose plan? Who do you trust in the blackness?
Yeah.
The flutes.
Yeah, that one. This is the one that has the flutes that remind me of Chrono Cross. So yeah, last track Chrono Trigger, this track Chrono Cross. Suspicious.
There's another NES or Super NES. There's Secret Mana. There's a temple. It's kind of like a ghost temple. It has this really weird like chimes and flutes. I'm like, scary.
Yeah, and there's I forgot what instrument that is that he's using the sample for, but it's like harpsichord or something. But it's that really old-timey old timey sound piano.
The original beatbox.
Yeah. Before mouths could do it. But yeah, what's going on in this track? We got the dope flute theme, and oh yeah, this is kind of another track where they are getting to talking about the breaking point of like the proletariat, and the proletariat is like the working class. It's like a Marxist term. Marxist, I know.
Evil. So
evil.
It's
I don't know. I shouldn't have even said it. But he's saying, the proletariat is still snoring in this verse, and then he's kind of making the point that in the outro, maybe not through death, but a simple push, a soft breaking. He'll be lying on the bed or waiting for his bus, and his hand will roll up like starving spiders. His lips will form a word, maybe a name, and he will push back. Pushing back is kind of the theme for this track, and the next track is like, the people pushing back against oppression and whatnot. I guess we're the zombies now. The people.
Maybe? Are we though?
I don't know.
Or
maybe zombies are good. Maybe in this album, zombies are good. Maybe they're the good guys.
Like Bob from what was the third original?
Bob the Zombie?
Dusk? No.
From Dusk to Dawn?
No, goddamn. I feel like I'm just failing myself because I know this movie. Okay. It's like there's the original Dawn of the Dead, and there's the one like the Day of the Dead.
Right, Day, yeah.
That's the military base.
Oh.
So there's Bob.
The one there was like one zombie.
The zombie had the headset, and he the doctor was trying to play with him and play the music and try to like teach him to like be calm and relax.
Yeah. Maybe this is Bob.
Yeah,
maybe this is a Bob type zombie. He
just wants his wants his tape deck. He wants his headphones. He wants to listen to music like this and just relax. And
wants to jam out.
And just get like a human arm to chew on while he's doing it. He's fine.
It's fine.
He's not hurting anyone.
He's not hurting anyone. They were the arm was already dead.
He's just imagining dragons.
Yeah. And then he gets on to this next track, The Damp Foggy Midnight, where he finishes up this journey in the Midwest.
When every artery is clogged with refugees, when the runaway slaves run straight to the armory, find the weapons and set them free. This is what happens. Call it an equal and opposite reaction. Ashes to ashes. My heroes are burning and getting stuck in my eyelashes, so I rock sunglasses through the nuclear winter. She always appreciated fashion.
My heroes are burning.
The nuclear winter.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Man, the Midwest, not a bad place to be for a zombie apocalypse. I mean, you got the winter that slow everything down, freeze them a bit. Like
Yeah, exactly. That's a good place to be.
Walk around and stab in the head with like a little knife or arrow. Just clean house.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be frozen. They'd barely be able to move, probably. Yeah. Did they ever go to a cold place in Walking Dead?
There is at some point. It's the end of one of the like later seasons, like 8 or 9. I think it ends with them like traveling, and they're like going across like a river, and all of a sudden like it breaks, and like some like the hands slowly trying to come up. They're still frozen, like or
but
I don't remember the scene much. It was like end of like it finished. I think it was the end of like the season, like the last scene almost. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Just really slow,
like,
cold zombies.
Yeah, they're just flailing slowly, their arms are trying to grab onto anything.
Can you put your arm within biting distance of me, please? I really appreciate it.
Come closer. It's very cold.
Yeah, I mean, if this is what being a zombie's like, though, in this world, just being kind of, fighting the system and shit. Like, I'm down. I'm down with being a zombie.
Rebel zombie?
This album. Yeah. Let's see if there's any notes he has about this. Oh, here we go. Some of an explanation about the unwelcome guest. So this album's title comes from the song The Unwelcome Guest from the Mermaid Avenue album, Billy Bragg and Wilco putting lost Woody Guthrie lyrics to music. The song is about a Robin Hood type riding a horse and standing up for the little guy. The Damp Foggy Midnight is a lyric from that song too. Overall, I just wanted to wrap everything up here thematically and narratively. Though the album's very political, there's a tragic love story at its core, and I wanted to end everything in that space. Interesting.
Very nice.
Okay. Because, like, yeah, he is talking about this woman.
Yeah, I really like that last verse. Like, I met the woman in the nightmare, but I couldn't wake up, but she did.
Yeah.
It's just like he's saying he's saying he's feeling trapped, you know, and it's like, you know, you're living in the shit ass world, you know, like.
But who is this dragon lady? Like,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe he's right. Maybe
Chase the dragon.
Maybe you do need to listen to this multiple times to really like
just get the feel of it.
Because like he's talking in these like interview pieces, like everything is very, very connected, and this is I don't know. Now I got to re-listen to the whole damn
do some
thing.
Post research.
I got to do some
revisit it again.
Yeah. And that does happen sometimes when like I'm in the like editing bay. Like I'll be hearing us talking about something, and I'll be like,
"Oh, damn!
Oh, it's about this. It's none of us. This."
You interject like Brad from the future and put your.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Yeah,
hey guys,
yeah.
It's Brad from the
Sometimes I'm
future.
like, hey guys, there's a lot more here. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had one of those. We haven't been making as many mistakes, I don't think. So I guess it's good.
It's because we're getting better.
Maybe we should just jump in like and be like, hey, good job, guys.
Yeah. Maybe future Brad should just check in
thanks,
on us
Brad.
sometimes. Say hi
From time to time.
Yeah,
From the future.
You want to
Haven't heard from
become
him in a
not an
while.
unwelcome guest?
Okay, I'm sorry. You want future Brad to just pay you compliments now? That's what you guys want? Well, I'm sorry. Newsflash: future Brad is here to correct. All right. I don't appreciate. I got shit to do. I got to work in a couple of hours. Fucking. Goddamn. By the way, while we're here, Dave, Dawn of the Dead, the remake, it wasn't made in 07, 08. It was made in 04. So there's your compliments. That's true. Future Brad needs to step up his game.
You compliment us a little bit.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
We'll check from here and later.
Yeah, we'll see if there's anything there. I really oh wait, there's still one more track. It's like instrumental, but
like an outro
ending credits.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I don't want to spoil everything in the last couple tracks because there's some really great lyrics. Here is end credits though.
And that's how you creep out of the dark world.
It's the end of a zombie album. You know, it feels right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah. It's like he gets to his destination, and then like it zooms out, and you see like one arm come up. It's never safe.
Never safe.
Never safe. Yeah.
No retreat, no surrender.
So I'd like to think that he finds a home in the Midwest and relaxes and finally gets to, just not be on the run all the time.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
we never know.
Is definitely, rising up against whatever system may be. It does sound like there is like some kind of government system happening or that he has to contend with. I don't know. I feel like this almost needs like a second, like a part 2, like there's like a story from like the Midwest to the coast, maybe the West Coast.
You hear that, Guante?
Yeah. Guante, come on, big cat. Let's do this.
We need an ending.
Yeah. I didn't even look though to see if the next album has anything to do with this.
Oh,
maybe
we can edit this out.
Yeah, we can maybe edit this out. Let me see though what the next album is for him, because I think he does have another. Here we go. You Better Weaponize is the other big album he has with Guante and Big Cats, and doesn't say in the Wikipedia page that it is connected, so I'm gonna assume it's not. Anyway,
we'll do some research.
We'll do some research. We'll let you guys know.
Future Brad will
there's more. If there's more Guante and
Future
Big Cats
Brad knows
up.
a lot.
But I know Future Brad knows everything. Honestly, I don't know how he knows what he knows. Aw, well, thanks, guys. Maybe I was being a little too hasty back there. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're asking about what Guante and Big Cats do later, they've collaborated a few more times after this, but it doesn't look like anything is a direct sequel to An Unwelcome Guest. Although he does continue, all of his political themes and grows on those themes more and more, it seems. So yeah, but that has been this album, though. Guante and Big Cats, An Unwelcome Guest.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers to the album. And we got one more thing we do before we get out of here, and that's go around the horn and find out what everyone's been listening to lately and what they got to plug. I got my Spotify Wrapped this week, so I found out for the second year in a row I am one of the top 0.5% of listeners of King Gizzard, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
I didn't lose my, go
Especially
down
because we have them every year. We do them every year. So,
yeah. We are an unofficially a King Gizzard podcast. And it was a lot of, King Gizzard, Ween, Gorillaz, Wet Leg, and Murlocs was most of my music for this year. I will say that my album of the year is definitely the Murlocs, Calm Your Farm. That's the album I think that's
really
my favorite of the ones that have come out this year. What about you, Dave? You get your Wrapped yet?
I got my Wraps. Sure, just run down the top 5, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
All right, so in order of 1 through 5, I have Beastie Boys, Mars Volta, Pup, Screaming Females, and Leatherface. Those are the top 5.
That's a good 5. Yeah. That makes me want to go out and listen to all those immediately.
Man, I had
hell yeah,
about 58,000 hours of listening. So
nice.
Had a few things on there.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I think for Beastie Boys, I was like, again, every year, but.
Yeah,
I believe it's like the 0.001% of the listeners of them.
Nice. It always feels good to be like within the 1%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am a 1%.
And we are 1%ers. Me and you, Dave, for the bands that we like.
And for are we done? I don't want to.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have anything else. Yeah.
And then of course after today, at work, kind of hijacked the radio and basically it was nothing but Pogues,
and
then the local band from Ass and Kissers who started out as a Pogues cover band,
but
they went on and created a lot of their own stuff in the style of the Pogues. Like, did what Shane did, write what you know.
Yeah.
It's like, and just kind of like they're not all happy songs. There's a lot of like struggle, and there's a lot of just it's the human emotion. Like everyone has good days, bad days. It's not everyone's a hero, not everyone's a villain, but
they
kind of rolled with that, and that was solid. And then the other band I threw in the day was Dillinger 4.
Okay.
Minneapolis punk band.
Nice.
But also
Minneapolis.
I'm sure I've heard a few Pogue songs before this, but Dillinger 4 had a cover of an early song that Pogues did called Sally Macklin, and I swear, like, I love that version. I'm like, wait, because I had the 7-inch mic, I noticed it wasn't theirs. I'm like, the Pogues, and that's sort of like, kind of started streaming. Like, well, who's this band then?
Yeah.
Then,
of course, started you on your path.
Of course, every band has like that.
Yeah.
Set like things they listen to, or members like they love this, and like they always.
Yeah.
There's always cover songs done by their bands, and like sometimes you're not aware of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's sometimes the case. Like you are aware of one cover song of something and you don't know it's a cover because they own it so well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
nice.
There we go. That's me.
What about you, John? I don't think that you're on Spotify, but what have you been listening to?
I'm not on Spotify that
lately?
much, but I did revisit What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, actually an album that we covered.
Yeah.
I recently listened to that at Wings. It was just as good as the first time we ever listened to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just listening to a lot of 90s country right now. Just reliving some past,
Nice.
As always.
Nice.
Classic me stuff.
Yeah.
And
your comfort music.
And I always have to recommend what I'm watching. And as I've been saying throughout the episode, I've been watching From, and I highly recommend it. It's on MGM.
If you enjoy the themes of this album,
it is very good, and it does match a lot of the themes from this album. It's a really good series, and I'm just very excited to keep delving deeper, and I really need to know the history of that town. So
hell yeah. Well, you heard him. Go watch that From, and come back for another episode of the Album Concept Hour next time.
We'll be here.
Or we'll have some other stuff for you. I'm not sure what it is. I never do. But we will see you guys next time on the Album Concept Hour. The Album Concept Hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, and John Aker. Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music. Join the discussion on our Discord, tweet to us at Album Concept Pod, or for everything else, go to Linktree/Flyover State Park. See you on Side B. This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.